Kevin Wagner. I'm from Green Bay. I'm with Wislug, and I'm also I participate on Eurobricks. I'm Rogue Angel on Eurobricks with Guilds of Historica. This first build is a village hall. It's a colonial, Revolutionary War build showing British forces and colonial forces clashing at a courthouse. So I use brick arms for the rifles. It's one of the few third-party pieces I use, but I feel they depict the Revolutionary armament much better. And then the courthouse itself has a removable roof. There's a little bell tower in it, but it's got benches for people watching the proceedings inside the courtroom. And there's two jail cells in the back, and there's a little room on the top, the second floor, for the jail keeper, the bed and table, little bureau. But I'm a big fan of the Revolutionary War. I've done a couple builds on a colonial before, but this is with a fully built interior. I want to do display this here at Brickworld.
Yeah. Would you say there was any particular battle this is based on, or just kind of the general look of that time period?
It's more the general look of the time period. I've done specific fort before from the colonial period, but this isn't a battle per se, a specific battle per se.
And I like what the sort of the window technique. You talk about some of the pieces you used there and how you got that.
Sure. I initially wanted to go with black windows, but they just weren't available in the quantity I was looking for. So I used brown windows that interspersed underneath the archways, and then I used the snot technique for the stones coming out on the sides around the building itself, and then used supports at the corners and then a couple strategic points around the walls itself.
Yeah, very nice. And how did the benches and pews sort of go together there?
So initially I started with all reddish brown on all of the benches and pews. Some of the parts aren't available in brown, so I switched to black, and then I used dark brown instead. It looked a little better and gave a little more, broke up the floor a bit more in the courtroom itself, so I felt it looked quite a bit better.
Yeah, I think it turned out really great, and it looks like you're using the was that collectible minifigs or George Washington colonial figure?
Yes, correct. I have about 30 collectible minifigures, and then I used the torsos from the Build-A-Mini in the Lego store.
Okay.
Because I feel they're a little more fitting than some of the pirate torsos that you can see, and they represent the British soldiers well. So I'll use the wigs from the Revolutionary soldier for both sides of the conflict, and then with the colonials, I have a lot of more Lord of the Rings torsos and some of the Western and historic torsos that I use to represent more common militias, but they're just not really shown here.